Are you having trouble making sales on eBay? Do you find that your store is just moving really slow and you're not getting the kind of sales volume that you expected? Or maybe once things were doing really well and now they just don't seem to be performing as well? Well, I got a few strategies for you today that I think you can try, and these will help get your store moving. I guarantee these will work if you really commit to them and make sure that you are doing them well. My name is Josh. This is Bama Jaybird Resell, and it is so great to have you with me today. I hope that you get something beneficial out of what I share, and if you do, guys, please hit that like button, subscribe, and be sure to leave a comment down below. Without further ado, let's get into the topic. So, guaranteed strategies to help power up your eBay sales. Number one, source high quality items. I can't overemphasize this. It matters so much what you choose to source. So you can't list just anything and expect to have success on eBay. Research what items are currently selling well. You need to familiarize yourself with what you need to be buying before you ever even go out into the store. But the good thing is, once you're in the store, even if you're not sure, you can always use the eBay app on your phone to check sell-through rates and determine if it is good or not good to buy a particular item. So try to stay above 50% sell-through on most items, preferably above 75%. Now, the higher the sell-through, of course, the better. The faster an item, theoretically will move from your store into the hands of a buyer. So I'm not saying sell-through rate is the only factor that matters, but sell-through rate is so important. Now, you also need to stay up to date on new trends, especially if you are a clothing reseller. Trends shift and change over time, and it can really impact what is or is not selling on eBay and other platforms. And I would also say, don't be afraid to venture into new categories. Sometimes we get stuck in our niche and we feel this urge to buy no matter what. That's a mistake. We don't need to buy if it's not something that we know will sell and sell quickly and generate a profit. So make sure that you are not afraid to venture into new categories when you come up empty-handed in the niches that you're most familiar with. Go look in a different section of the store, look some things up, check sell-through rates. You might be surprised what you find that you can make money on by selling it on eBay. All right, number two, okay? We need to make sure that we price our inventory appropriately. This is such a big mistake that a lot of sellers make. Overpriced inventory, well, it just sits there. It sits there maybe indefinitely. It could be there forever if it's priced too high. I mean, the odds of someone coming along and buying your item, if it's twice as much as the same item from a different seller, I mean, it's theoretically almost impossible. I would never do it. I guess technically there's a 1 in a million chance, maybe, right? But the reality is pricing appropriately is what helps our items move quickly and efficiently, and it matters so much to our store performance. So the expectation is that, sometimes I'm going to get the highest dollar for mine. And I'm not saying you shouldn't sometimes, as some say, shoot for the moon, but the reality is, guys, if you price everything at the very top of the market, you're going to find that sales are exceedingly slow. So make sure that you are being reasonable with your pricing expectations, especially if you're coupling that with an item that has a sell-through rate on the slower side. Overpriced inventory will do two things. It will sit on your shelves indefinitely, and it will impact the rate at which other items in your store move because it affects your overall sell-through rate for your store. So be sure that you are comping your items correctly so that your prices are accurate, so that they are competitive. Know exactly what the average item like yours will sell for, and know your potential and expected margins for your return on investment. Now that matters a lot too. What you're paying for an item helps to dictate what you can price the item at. So know those things. I tend to price more common items in the middle to the bottom third of the average selling price to begin with. But if they don't move, I will lower that price, or I will run some kind of seller promotion on those items. More saturated categories, I will price those near the bottom to start with because it's important that I be able to move those items and compete with that larger market that has so much of that item for sale. Number 3, the third strategy that I would say is so important for you as a reseller to really get your sales moving right now would be to list daily and consistently. So consistent listing of quality inventory at the right prices will drive sales, and it fuels the eBay algorithm. It is not the only factor that affects the algorithm, but guys, I'm telling you, listing daily, listing consistently, it does have an impact. You stop listing and see what happens. Unless you're trying to give your items away and running some kind of huge sale, you will see sales slow down and eventually dry up if you stop listing. This takes dedication. It takes willpower. I'm not going to lie to you. Listing is probably the least favorite of the things that I do, but some sellers love it. I'm just saying, for most of us, I think you fall on my side where listing is not the most fun part. For me, it's the hunt, but it is most important that I dedicate time to listing and make sure that I have that activity every day. I would also suggest that in doing this, that you set yourself a daily listing goal that matches both your available time and the current framework that you have as a reseller. So everyone's in a different place. A full-time reseller should be more demanding of themselves than maybe a part-time reseller. So depending on, again, the framework, where you are as a reseller, if it is a hobby, if it is a side hustle, a part-time income, if it is a full-time income, you have to determine what kind of listing goal should I have. Now, this is going to be different for different people, and I get that. Sometimes it has to do with the type of inventory. Some people set a listing goal by money, like total value of listing. Some set it by number of items. I just want to say it is important to have a goal. So be challenging with yourself, but also be reasonable with your listing goal, as it can affect the overall motivation you have to get the necessary work done. You know, failure to reach a bar that we set for ourselves can be just completely and utterly demotivating. It is important that a goal set for listing be both challenging, but also be reasonable, considering, again, your current situation. Exceeding a bar or exceeding a goal will always be a good thing. So if you set a particular goal and time and opportunity allows you to go above and beyond that, all that's going to do is boost your store, boost your confidence, and make you feel good about the current state of things for your eBay store. So again, so important that you do these 3 things. Source high quality items, price your items appropriately, and 3, make sure that you are listing consistently. So what's the result of all this? If you do these things and do them well, then sales will increase, period. No more need to be said. Sales will increase. So you probably have some questions. You maybe even have some comments about some of what I've said. Some of you may not agree with me, and that's okay. But I'm telling you, these things are tried and true. They work. Number 1, is it hard work? Yes. Yes, it's hard work. But success in life generally takes a lot of hard work. Number 2, does it really pay off? Yes, you will have more sales and make more profit if you do these things and do them well. Number 3, do correct pricing strategies really have that big of an impact on sales? Yes, they do. Pricing items incorrectly is a huge reason why some eBay stores have stalled and have terrible sell-through rates, and buyers give up and quit and decide eBay is not for them. Number 4, does it really make that big of a difference what I source? You better believe it does. Yes, yes, yes. Like pricing incorrectly, buying and listing too many items which have no market will bog down your store and affect the overall traffic that is sent your way by the eBay algorithm. Because if it determines that you have a store full of items that no one is interested in, they're not going to send buyers your way as a general rule. It's going to be harder to get your items seen. So be careful about that. Number 5, are you sure doing these things will make my sales increase? Yes, I am certain of it. If you commit to these practices, I have no doubt. Matter of fact, I can pretty much guarantee that your sales will improve. I'm not saying day one it's going to happen, but if you do this consistently, day after day, starting today, then I guarantee you, you will see a big change. Now, there's one other thing that I will say here. You may have to purge out old, stale inventory that's not good. I'm not saying donate it. I'm not saying give it away, but we'll talk about this in the next video. You may have to make a commitment to getting rid of the stuff that is affecting your store's sell-through rate and try to get your store a better standing in the eBay algorithm as far as sell-through rate is concerned. Now, so guys, look, you're the key to your own success. So many out there. I've learned from so many resellers through YouTube. They all have so many great suggestions, so many tips, so many strategies that have helped me and that I am now passing on myself. And guys, look, I'm not saying that adopting a strategy is going to change everything. That's not necessarily the case. But the more you learn and the more you apply the things you learn, guys, it's on you. You will see success if you work harder, work smarter, be consistent, guys. You will reap the rewards. I promise it will happen. You just got to really commit to doing what it takes to be successful. So in the next video, we are going to talk again about the effects of stale inventory on our overall store performance. And we will also look at the usefulness of sales and promoted listings to get rid of that stale inventory and begin to see a change, positive change in our eBay performance and also in our sell-through rate for our store, which again helps to improve our position with the eBay algorithm and sends more traffic our way. If we are moving items quickly, eBay says, hey, that buyer's making money for us. We're going to send buyers their way and we're going to promote their goods. Even without us adding promotions, they're going to send more traffic our way because they see it as a good business decision. All right, so we'll talk more about that in a future video. Let's go ahead now and get into the what sold portion of the video, guys, and I hope you enjoy it. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and take a look then at what sold. I have 9 items going out the door today for $490.99. That's amazing to me for such a small number of items. That's a really good total for me. So that's over $50 per item on average. So it's not because of this one, but this is still cool. This is a DVD of Slayer, Still Raining is the title of it. And I sold this. This is a live concert on DVD. Sold this for $6 plus shipping. It is part of my Facebook music haul. Next item going out, I have a really nice Brighton belt. So I have sold one of these last week. Try to get where you can see it good. This has got like embossing, like lizard embossing on it. And then, of course, the Brighton tag on the back. And it's still got the original price sticker, which was $51. So this is somewhat vintage, although it is made in China, but it's a good belt. Brighton is a great brand, whether you're finding a handbag, a belt, a coat, whatever it might be. Again, I sold one just like this in black last week. This one sold for $17.99. Next item going out the door is a pair of women's Levi's. So this is a pair of 580s in a 22W. As I tell you oftentimes, anytime you're sourcing clothes, if you find clothes that are in plus sizes or like the big and tall, section, what you would find there, when you find those on the racks at the thrift stores, yard sales, wherever you run across them, they tend to sell a little bit better sell-through rate wise, and they also tend to bring a little bit better money. These sold for $13 plus shipping. Now, these pants, I believe I had $2.50 in those, or $3 here from my local thrift store in town. The next item going out is a box set of the birds. Can't really see it. It's embossed on the cover there. I'm trying to make the light pick it up, but you can see it here, the birds. Tell you what, I'll open it up right quick for you. You can see that a lot better. Okay, so that's the booklet. It's a really big book, and then all this disc. So a nice box set. I sold this item, again, part of my Facebook music buyout, for $19.95 plus shipping. Next item going out. I have an Auburn polo. This is vintage, made in USA. It's got a really nice embroidery on the front. It is made by Cross Creek. It's branded Huntley of York. And this sold for $24.99 plus shipping. I've got about $4 in this shirt. So the next item going out is a Patagonia sideburn. You see the Patagonia tag right there. And it is a zip shirt. All right, so the pattern's really cool. It's like floral, but also striped. Trying to get where the light can show you. I may have to put a thumbnail up for that one, but a really nice shirt. I've got $2.50 in this shirt. Bought it at the Salvation Army, sold it for $30 plus shipping. Great profit on all this stuff so far. And just as a reminder, on the music items, I know I've showed you a DVD and a box set. I'm averaging between 25 and 30 cents per item for all of the music that I had in that buyout. That was between 1,500 and 1,600 items. Now, the next one is another music item. This is a box set of the Bee Gees. It's the shape of a record. The way it's laid out, it's like the old record boxes, but it's really cool. There are 4 discs inside of this. So you've got the Bee Gees paperwork and then the 4 discs. So the Bee Gees are a pretty awesome group. It's all brothers, of course. Those of you that are familiar will know that. But again, 4 separate albums or 4 separate discs within this. And this sold for $36 plus shipping. Another awesome sale. The sales from that music buyout are really, really racking up. Next item going out. Okay, so you would think this would be the best sale of this video, but it is not. So I got one more to go after this. But this is another box set, but it's actually 2 items together. And I put these together because it's part 1 and 2, or volume 1 and 2 of a combined set. So this is the Beatles, the Capitol albums. And there are, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different discs within this. And you can see, those of you that are familiar with the original albums, I've got a copy of the old album art on the back. Well, anyway, volume 1 and volume 2 of the Capitol albums for the Beatles, these sold on CD, right? These are used, these are open. These sold for $110 plus shipping. And the last sale that I've got today to go over with you is, again, a dual set. So this is DVDs this time. It is a season 1 and season 2 of an old TV show that I remember watching reruns of when I was a kid. I always thought it was kind of cool. I enjoyed it. It was a favorite of my mom's when she was a kid. And this is The Monkees, season 1 and season 2. If you ever run across either this or that Capitol Records box set of the Beatles, those are definitely bolos in music that you need to watch out for. And in fact, if you find any older box sets of well-known artists, you should look them up to be careful and make sure you're not missing out on something. These 2 items right here are sealed in the package. One of them does have, season 2 has a little bit of damage, like it got too much weight on it or something, but I made note of that. The buyer paid $145 plus shipping for these 2 items. $145 plus shipping. Guys, just these 2 right here. Just these 2 right here. Think about it. That is $255 right there. $255. I only paid $425 for the entire music buyout. I'm at this point, I'm in the profit. So that's good to know. And the crazy thing is, that's no more than 50 to 60 cents turned into $145. And again, no more than 50 to 60 cents turned into $110. Love it. I can't wait to go through the rest of it and keep you guys updated. I'm going to keep a running total that I'll start sharing with you of what the total profit is or how much I have sold for. And look forward to sharing it with you guys. Have a good. All right, guys. So that's all I've got for you today. I hope that you have got something beneficial out of the video, guys. I love doing this. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me again. If you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. Give me a thumbs up. That does so much to help us with the algorithm for YouTube. Drop a comment if you got anything that you'd like to add to what I said, or if you got a question about anything we talked about. I would love to hear what you got to say. So guys, I appreciate it again. I love you. Most of all, God loves you. And guys, don't you ever give up. I will see you on the next one. Take care, guys.